an introduction to the spiritual path. The spiritual path is a series of stages whose purpose is to give you greater connectivity to heavenly help. Without this help, you act as though you were a standalone computer. You have whatever you have been able to input using your own input devices, but your beliefs, knowledge and memories are limited entirely to these. But by being schooled on the spiritual path, it is as if you have connected to the internet and you are no longer limited by your input devices. As your connectivity improves, wisdom will blossom, inspiration will come, and divine love may be experienced. The most common way that the spiritual path is described is by using a 24-hour clock. The hours from about 6 p.m. in the evening to 6 a.m. in the morning are then called night, or nix. 6 p.m. is then the time of sunset and the evening. The hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. are then day, himera, and 6 a.m. is dawn. There are then two ways it can be further divided. The 4 seasons, with spring, summer, autumn and winter, and the cardinal directions, east, west, north, south. In other words, a number of symbols can be used to describe the same thing, the correspondences. Summer, south and noon, winter, north and midnight, spring, east and dawn, autumn, west and sunset. This symbolism, although universal, can be especially found in the Hindu yoga system, where it is known as the ashram system. The ashram system is believed by the Hindus to lead to a fulfillment of the 4 aims of life, namely Dharma and righteousness, Artha, wealth, Kama, pleasure, and Moksha, liberation from rebirth. During spring we are young and children, or students. The ashram system calls it brahmachara, or student. It goes symbolically from east to south. During this time the young person learns morals and ethics and any knowledge they need to live a normal life. They also learn how to be open to spiritual help. During summer, we are middle-aged. The ashram system calls it the grahasthas, or householder stage, and it often lasts until we are around 50. It symbolically goes from south to west. As the Hindu system says, the ideal householder life is spent in selflessly carrying out one's duties to family and society, and gainful labour, or dharma, right action. This is the time to acquire artha, wealth, and karma, pleasure. During autumn we are approaching old age, from 50-ish to 70 or so. The ashram system calls it the vanaprastha, or forest dweller, or retired life stage. It goes from west to north. The Hindu system says, after the completion of one's householder duties, one gradually withdraws from the world, freely shares wisdom with others, and prepares for the complete renunciation of the final stage. During winter, we enter old age, thus from 70 onwards. The ashram system calls it a sannyasa, renounced to life. It symbolically goes from north to east. The Hindu system says, completely withdrawing from the world, This is a time of complete dedication to spiritual pursuits, the seeking of moksha, spiritual freedom, and meditation. In practice, therefore, the real spiritual path of most people does not start until the autumn and winter of their years. The spiritual path itself is then further split into 7 days, each day representing a particular stage on the path. These days are not necessarily sequential, as one may loop round and have to redo stages if you need to. The first major split, however, is into 3, the 3 degrees: judgment, purgatory or trial by symbolic fire, and purification, cleansing via symbolic water. And we have videos for each of these stages.
Lord of all hopefulness by Jan Struther. Lord of all hopefulness, Lord of all joy, whose trust, ever childlike, no cares could destroy. Be there at our waking, and give us, we pray, your bliss in our hearts, Lord, at the break of the day. Lord of all eagerness, Lord of all faith, whose strong hands were skilled at the plane and the lathe. Be there at our labours, and give us, we pray, your strength in our hearts, Lord, at the noon of the day. Lord of all kindliness, Lord of all grace, your hands swift to welcome, your arms to embrace. Be there at our homing, and give us, we pray, your love in our hearts, Lord, at the eve of the day. Lord of all gentleness, Lord of all calm, whose voice is contentment, whose presence is balm. Be there at our sleeping, and give us, we pray, your peace in our hearts, Lord, at the end of the day.